Hello, welcome here in Hani Alls. We are here again to continue commenting about Curitiba, capital of Paraná, Brazil. Today we will talk about tourism and restaurants in Curitiba. Hope you enjoy. Remember to leave that like and subscribe to the channel. Grateful. And let's go! 9th. Tourism. The best time to visit Curitiba is in autumn, between March and May, when it rains less and temperatures are more pleasant. Curitiba stands out for its quality of life, the quantity and quality of its parks and squares, and its urban solutions. Visitors find comfortable hotels, good restaurants, an intense cultural agenda, and plenty of mobility to discover the sights of Curitiba. Despite its modern aspects, the city of Curitiba keeps many characteristics of cities in the interior and influence of European immigrants, which still maintains its roots. Rua 15 de Novembro, known on its sidewalk as Rua das Flores, and the Curitiba cable car, allows you to see the mixture of cultures up close. There are shops, street performers, cinemas and theaters, as well as cafes with outdoor tables where all accents can be found. The main means of arrival in the city is the International Airport of Curitiba Afonso Pena, located in the neighboring municipality of São José dos Pinhais. It is 18 kilometers from the city center. There are direct flights from several important cities in the south and southeast region and connecting flights from other capitals in the rest of Brazil. First, Botanical Garden. The Botanical Garden, without a doubt, is the postcard of Curitiba. From inside the glass greenhouse, inspired by the Crystal Palace in London, you can have a beautiful view of the French-style gardens. There you can see the various cataloged species. And speaking of the fauna, and possum, armadillo, squirrel, cave, agouti, gripe renho, toad, tree frog, I saw you, John of Clay, ananai, orange thrush, night thrush, tanager, white-winged dove, chupim jay, lapwing, owl. And in the flora we have araucaria, yerba mate, juvive, taruma, walnut, black cinnamon, pink cedar, mastic, pepper, pitangera, cherry, bromeliads and orchids. Quatro Estações Gallery / Café Escola / Botanical Illustration Center. Lakes, fountains, walking track, public restrooms, shop, tourist service center cat, and parking lots. The Botanical Garden is one of the biggest postcards in Curitiba and the most visited tourist spot in the city. And its main attraction, the 458 square meters greenhouse, inspired by European architecture, houses natural and ornamental plant specimens of the flora of the Atlantic forest, which covers the Serra do Mar and the coastal plain of Paraná. 2. Parque Tangua. Located in an old quarry, next to the Barigui River, Parque Tangua preserves nature in a place that should house a limestone and industrial waste recycling plant. Its access portal stands out, with a 65-meter-high belvedere, the waterfall, and the large French-style garden. 3. Wire Opera. Upon entering the theater, visitors need to cross a walkway over a lake, which also overlooks a waterfall. You can also visit Pedreira Paulo Leminski, which is next to Opera de Arame and is the stage for major concerts in the city. The Wire Opera, with a tubular structure and transparent roof, is one of the emblematic symbols of Curitiba. Inaugurated in 1992, it hosts all types of shows, from popular to classic, and has capacity for 1,572 spectators. Among lakes, typical vegetation and waterfalls, in a unique landscape, it is part of Parque Jane Lerner together with Espaço Cultural Pedreira Paulo Leminski, the scene of major events since 1989, and can house 20,000 people outdoors. 4. Municipal Market. traditional address for shopping in Curitiba, the municipal market offers the consumer, in the hundreds of horticultural stalls, delicatessen stores, and organic sector, different and differentiated food products. In addition to seasonal vegetables, greens and fruits, medicinal herbs, seasonings and spices, frozen foods, preserves, fish, sausages, exotic meats and special cuts, beverages, cheeses and wines from different origins. Specialized kiosks. There are also grocery and emporium items, household items, pharmacy, decorative items, haberdashery, gifts, electronics, confections, pet shop, magazine store, among others. It has kiosks specializing in coffee, and a food court with restaurants and ethnic snack bars, where dishes from Brazilian, Japanese, Italian cuisine are served, among others, and even bardu, typical food from the coast of Paraná. 5. Barigui Park. Curitiba is a city full of parks, and Barigui Park stands out for its environment that includes a series of attractions in addition to the green area. At the lake, visitors can have fun watching birds and capybaras. Those in the mood for a walk can run on the jogging tracks or venture out on one of the trails through the park's woods. In addition, the space also houses the Curitiba Automobile Museum, where you can see more than 70 vehicles on display for a ticket of 10 Brazilian reals. 6. Oscar Niemeyer Museum. For those who are fans of Oscar Niemeyer, Curitiba has a museum signed by the architect, nicknamed Museum of the Eye, due to its architectural form. The Contemporary Art Museum houses approximately 7,000 works in the areas of visual arts, architecture, and design. In addition, it is the largest museum in Latin America and was elected one of the 20 most beautiful places in Brazil by CNN in 2014. In addition to the internal space, the museum has a large outdoor area for walks. 7. Polish Memorial. If you walk a little further from the Oscar Niemeyer Museum, you will arrive at another tourist attraction, the Polish Memorial or Bosque do Papa, a small park created in honor of Pope John Paul II, and which includes the Polish Immigration Memorial. The space is very popular for sports, such as running, cycling, or just a walk, since the forest and the river that cuts through the memorial make the region more charming. The attraction offers contact with the traditions of Polish immigrants, their art, their beliefs, their habits. During the year, several typical festivals are held there, which makes the visit even more special. 8. Germans Forest. Bosque do Alameo is an area surrounded by the preservation of the native Atlantic forest and by monuments that honor German immigration, representing a perfect space for a family outing. Among the attractions of the forest is the João e Maria Trail, which provides the experience of reading and following the narrative of the story, while taking a relaxing walk in the midst of natural landscapes. 9. Ukrainian Memorial. One of the most beautiful spaces in the city, the Ukrainian Memorial is next to Tinguay Park, so you can visit more than one space in the same day. In a very beautiful and wooded area of the city, the memorial gives us a lot of culture and a wide green area. The visitor is faced, right at the entrance, with the portal and, further on, the replica of the old chapel of São Miguel in Serra do Tigre, municipality of Mallet PR, with its golden dome, built in wood in Byzantine style, where there is a permanent exhibition of pasankas, hand-painted eggs, icons, and embroidery. 10. Largo de Ordem Fair. If you are in Curitiba on a Sunday, be sure to stop by the Feira do Largo de Ordem. There you can find handicraft pieces from different exhibitors. In addition to the fair, Largo de Ordem is located in the heart of the historic center of Curitiba. Around you, you can contemplate remnants of architecture from the 19th and early 20th centuries. Take the opportunity to discover the Cavallo Babbeo, a work by the artist Ricardo Todd, inaugurated in 1995, which makes your mouth water and was sculpted in honor of the drovers who left the interior towards Curitiba in the 20th century, leaving their horses harnessed in the center of the city. Opening hours: Sundays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. 11. Holy Happiness. The Santa Felicidade neighborhood is marked by Italian colonization. It appeared in 1878 with the arrival of the first immigrants and descendants of Italians. It is a favorable environment for different types of walks, from walks to a good dinner, and with several restaurants serving typical Italian food. Among the attractions, we have Bosque Sal Cristovo, which houses the Italian Immigration Memorial. Other options for outings include a visit to Vinhos d'Uragan to buy a good bottle of wine or have a tasting, or dinner at one of the traditional restaurants in the region, such as the well-known Matilasso. 12. Rua 15. The Calçadão de Rua 15, known as Rua das Flores, is also part of an old part of the city, surrounded by century-old buildings and townhouses, in addition to a variety of bars and typical small businesses. It is a good place to walk a little and feel the atmosphere of Curitiba. Rua 15 de Novembro, also known as Rua das Flores, is one of the main shopping streets in downtown Curitiba. And we have the Bondinho de 15, also known as Bondinho de Reading, where there is a mini library managed by the Cultural Foundation of Curitiba. The most touristic part of the street basically goes from Praça Osório to Praça Santos Andrade, reaching a little over 3 kilometers in length. The street is considered heritage of the population of Paraná. 13. Public tour. The oldest space in the city, Passeio Público, is the most central park in Curitiba, with implantation and equipment around the green of several native and exotic species. The space sums up the ideas of a park, a space for a musical event, a zoo, a forest, and a space for sports. It came to be known as the Botanical Garden, and was also the first zoo in the city. Since 1982, it has housed the small animals that remained, when the enclosures for most species were transferred to the much larger Curitiba Municipal Zoo. The gates of its main entrance, made by Carlos Cavalcante, are original and historic, inspired by the gate of the Cemetery of Dogs in Paris, which is a universal example of love and respect for animals. Right behind the stage, the small zoo begins, with several species of birds, another complement to the natural richness of this beautiful public walkway. 14. Egyptian and Rose Cross Museum. Curitiba also has an Egyptian museum. Although it is not one of the most famous sites in the city, it is a very curious space with an interesting collection for those who enjoy the history of the ancient world. The museum has one of the largest Egyptian collections in Brazil, with around 700 objects. The fixed exhibitions show artifacts such as funerary masks, tombs, and figurines that correspond to pieces from the pre-dynastic period to the end of the pharaonic period. In addition, in this tourist spot, there is the mummy Tothmea, discovered more than a century ago. That's it for today, folks. And in the next third and last video, we will talk about hotels and restaurants in Curitiba. Don't forget to leave your like and subscribe. A hug and gratitude.